Hello student, very good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope you all are happy, healthy and fine at home. Do you remember what were we discussing yesterday? I think we have discussed some of the problem based on how to calculate, how to determine the approximate chemical value for the proton which are present in a different organic compound or different organic molecule. So this type of the discussion we had discussed in our previous lecture. So today, right now, what we are going to discuss, look at the blackboard, the heading is given area under the peak proton ratio, and which is a very important point which we are discussing presently. So area under the peak proton ratio, what does it mean? How it is important for the elucidation of the structure of the organic unknown compound, how it is useful or how it is beneficial for the organic chemist for analyzing the spectrum. After getting the spectrum, chemist has to analyze it. He has to interpret the spectrum more accurately, because instrument given the spectra, but the expert analyst can analyze this peak is due to this proton, how many protons are there, what type of the, what do you mean by the proton ratio. So all these type of the information is very useful as far as the structure determination is concerned. So let us now concentrate our attention on the area under each peak, and it is observed that the area under PMR peak is directly proportional to the number of proton which produce that peak. Remember here, this word, this sentence is very important. It is observed that the area under the PMR peak, the area under the PMR peak is directly proportional to the number of proton which produce that peak. It is observed that the area under the PMR peak, the area under the PMR peak, PMR peak, the area under the PMR peak is directly proportional to the number of protons, is directly proportional to the number of protons which produce that peak. Look at here, the area under the PMR peak is directly proportional to the number of proton which produce that peak, which produce that peak. This is a sentence which is very useful as far as PMR spectroscopy is concerned. Consider the PMR spectrum of paraxylene and the structure of the paraxylene while determining the approximate values of some of the molecule that time, at that moment we have discussed that one. So you know the structure of paraxylene. Let's draw once again the structure of paraxylene. The structure of paraxylene will be this one, CS3, then CS3, here H, here also a hydrogen atom, here also as a hydrogen atoms are. Now if you observe this structure carefully, how many type of protons are present in paraxylene? This is a structure of paraxylene. Number of kinds of proton present in the molecule, if you observe very closely, you will see here there are two types of proton or two kinds of protons. One correspond to methyl and another corresponding to aromatic proton. So there are two types of the proton. One is a methyl proton and another one is aromatic proton. Two types of the protons are there. And approximate values also we know that methyl proton, it gives approximate values. When methyl group attached to the aromatic moiety, approximate value found to be 2.3. That is a characteristic of that proton. An aromatic proton which are present here, they are found to be 7.2 delta or ppm. So two values, two kinds of the proton, these are the approximate values. And if you draw the spectrum of this compound, let's see, imagine or you can assume that this is a spectrum of this. Now one signal which is due to the TMS, this is a tetramethylsilane, observed at 0. Now at roughly you can say here another peak which is present over here, it will look like this. So this is due to the A proton, this peak, and it is found to be 2.3 delta values around. And another one is a D shielded, the proton which are D shielded is found to be this peak. This is a B proton, aromatic proton, it is found around 7.2. This is a what we can call it as a spectrum, and generally these spectrum are plotted absorption versus the proton radio frequency or applied magnetic field, magnetic field across this one. So if you go this side, that is a up field and this is a down field, D shielded, these are the shielded, that we know that. Now the machine automatically the machine provides this type of the integrations over there. Here also integrations. So this is due to the 4H and this is due to the 6H. And this line is called as the integration line. That is, this is given by the machine automatically. So you can measure or you can determine directly from the instrument or from the machine. Look at here integration. This part is known as area under the PMR peak, and as we know that the relationship between these two, the area under the PMR peak is directly proportional to the number of proton which produce that peak. So this integration of this area under the 6 protons, and now here the 4 proton which is also as a integration. So in this way the spectrum consists of 2 peaks, A and B. Peak A at 2.3 delta is due to 6 protons of the methyl groups, and peak B at 7.2 delta is due to 4 aromatic protons. The area under peak A is proportional to the 6 protons. Area under peak A, area under peak A is proportional to 6 proton, and area under the peak B correspond to or directly proportional to 4H, 4 protons. The relative ratio of these area is known as proton ratio, which is 6.4 or 3.3:2. Now proton ratio means what? The proton ratio is nothing but the relative ratio of these area. The relative ratio of these area is known as a proton ratio. The relative ratio of this area is known as a proton ratio. Relative ratio of this area, relative ratio, the 6:4, this is nothing but, or we can write, if you divide these factor with a suitable factor, the answer will come 3:2, and 3:2 or 6:4 is nothing but as a proton ratio, and this is a area under this area under the peak, or what we can call it as a relative ratio of the area under the peak is nothing but as a proton ratio. The relative ratio of this area is known as a proton ratio, and which is 6:4 or 3:2 in this case. So is there, and the area of peak is measured electronically. The area of peak is measured electronically by the instrument. It draws an integration line across each peak. This type of the integration lines are drawn across the peak. The area of each peak is measured electronically by the instrument. It draws an integration line across each peak. The height of the integration line, is directly proportional to the area under that peak, and is directly proportional to the number of proton responsible for that peak. PMR spectrum of toluene. Let us see the PMR spectrum of toluene. Just now we have seen the PMR spectrum of paraxylene. Let me draw another structure which is what we can call it as here the structure of toluene. Here you know that one of the hydrogen atom get replaced by the methyl group and the structure comes out to be known as a toluene. This is the structure of toluene. Now in toluene find out the number of type of proton. If you observe this structure very carefully, you will find there are two kinds of proton, methyl proton 1 and all these 5 proton which are aromatic are identical and you can call it as a B proton. So there are two kind of protons are observed in a toluene and the peak due to that same, this peak is due to 2.3 methyl proton and aromatic are 7.2 once again, but now the integrations are now changed over here. So for sake of convenience I am drawing that spectrum, generally absorption versus frequency or applied magnetic field. The peak due to, this is due to the TMS which is at 0 ppm. Now the peak at another one which is at 2.3 and another one which is at 7.2 and there is a integration line here and integration line over here and the area under the peak correspond to 3 protons and this correspond to 5 protons. Now the area under the peak is the relative area under the peak comes out to be 5:3 and proton ratio also, proton ratio is comes out to be 5:3. That's it. Proton ratio and the relative ratio one and the same thing. And now look at in a paraxylene. This is the structure of paraxylene CS3. The signals are different. Height of the signal here is a less and therefore integration also has a less here and this peak is taller than this one and the area under the peak is comes out to be the relative area under the peak is 5:3 and proton ratio also comes out to be 3:5. Yes, here you can write 3:5, one and the same thing. PMR spectrum of toluene shows 2 peaks. Peak A at high feed is due to 3 hydrogens of the methyl group and peak B at low feed is due to 5 aromatic hydrogen. The area ratio of the 2 peaks in the ratio of 3:5. The height of the integration line is also in the same ratio 3:5. This is the PMR spectrum of toluene is drawn over here. Now in the next point which we are going to discuss is splitting. Splitting of PMR peaks or spin-spin splitting. Whatever we have seen, area under the peak or proton ratio. Now one more important point we are going to discuss, which is the splitting of which we are going to discuss, that splitting of PMR peaks. Splitting of PMR peaks. Splitting of PMR peak, that is spin-spin coupling, which is spin-spin coupling. Spin-spin coupling. Splitting of PMR peaks, nothing but as a spin-spin coupling. If we observe the PMR spectrum of ethyl chloride, look at here. The simplest example, CS3, CH2 and the Cl. Splitting of PMR peaks or spin-spin coupling. What does it mean, or what does it mean? Let us see here. Splitting of PMR peaks or spin-spin coupling. Splitting, in a Microsoft Word, you generally inserting as a table. Suppose there are 2 columns like this, 3 columns and 3 rows are there, but in one column you want to split it. Splitting of that, so you can split this way, one of the, and this is known as a splitting of PMR peaks. One peak can get split into different peak, but while splitting, getting as a different peak, but its chemical shift value is never changed. Splitting will take place, no doubt about it, but the chemical shift value remains as it is. Now look at here, see the simplest example I am trying to explain here, ethyl chloride. Now here find out, suppose as a methyl chloride and this methyl chloride. Now first tell me how many type of protons are present here. You can say very clearly 2 types of the proton, right? 2 types of the proton. Very good. This is a methyl proton, you can label as a, this is a methylene proton, you can label as a B. Means there are 2 types of the proton present in ethyl chloride. This is a structure of ethyl chloride. Structure of ethyl chloride, it is ethyl chloride or chloroethane we can call it. But here 2 types of the proton, approximate values also you know that. Here may be as a 1.2 and here found to be 3.2 something is there. Because due to the chlorine atom which exerts electron withdrawing effect, and due to that de-shielding occur for methylene protons. And now there are 2 type of the protons observed in this structure. If you run the spectra in a low resolution PMR, here low resolution PMR, low resolution PMR, resolution PMR. What do you get? Let's see here. Low resolution PMR. Here, this is the peak due to the TMS tetramethylsilane. The peak which is observed at methyl group, which is near about 1.2, due to the 3 protons, and after that the peak which is observed due to the methylene proton, which is at 3.2, here at 1.5. Only 2 peaks are observed when the spectrum is taken for low resolution PMR. If the same spectra is taken for high resolution, here high resolution PMR, what do you get? Let's see over here. This is a spectra, and as we know that here this is the peak due to the TMS tetramethylsilane, which is at 0. Now at 1.2, let us see here, 1.2 approximate values will be, I think, 3.4 and 1.8. Here 3.4 and here is a 1.8 is given. And now at 1.8 the single peak will get split into this triplet like this, and one peak is get split into the quartet like this. The chemical shift value remains as it is 1.8, and here is a 3.4 exactly at the middle. See, here is a single peak, here we are going to get as a triplet, and here is a quartet. In such a way the splittings are occur. Why these splittings are occur? That point are there. So here, if we observe the PMR spectrum of ethyl chloride under a low resolution and under high resolution, the low resolution spectrum shows 2 peaks, which is shown here, 2 peaks. Peak A due to methyl protons at 1.8 delta, and peak B due to methylene protons at 3.4 delta. The proton ratio is 3:2 is expected, 3:2. Here is expected 3:2 proton ratio. Here also as a 3:2, right? When we look at the high resolution of the same compound, we find that peak A and B split into number of smaller peaks. Peak A is split into triplet, and peak B is split into the quartet. It's known as a triplet, and this will be known as a quartet. The splitting occurs in such a way that average value of the chemical shift does not change, and the total area ratio also does not change. Thus the average delta value of the triplet is still 1.8, and the total area under the triplet is still proportional to 3h, and same is true for quartet also. And the separation of PMR peaks into number of smaller peaks is known as splitting of PMR peak. What do you mean by the splitting of PMR peaks? It is the answer here. The separation of PMR peaks into number of smaller peaks is known as splitting of PMR peaks. The splitting occurs due to the coupling of spin states of the given molecule with spin state of the adjacent or neighboring nuclei, that is a spin-spin coupling. The splitting is caused by the spin-spin coupling. Let us now consider how the spin-spin coupling takes place and how does it lead to the splitting of the peak. That point we are going to discuss in our next lecture. Still, let us wrap up the today's lecture. Have a nice day. Thank you.